Welcome to Guymon High School and PTCI Channel 2's coverage of fast pitch softball. 84 degrees, not much of a wind today. And here's our first pitch. It's ball one, a little high. Gideon hitting .567 on the season. Second pitch inside, that's going to be ball two. Gideon leads the Texhoma Goodwell team. They're tied with the lead with Alexia Brooks with 16 runs scored. So she's made her way around the diamond a few times. And strike one. So the count moves to 2-1. And that pitch is strike two. Didn't get the statistics from the Dell City games the other day, but before that, Beller is holding her opponents to a 142 batting average. There's the pitch on the outside corner. Caught her looking for out number one. So Kennedy Keelan up now. Keelan hitting .529 on the season. First pitch, a ball. There's the windup and the pitch. Right down the pipe for strike one. Caught her swinging at an outside pitch for strike two. Here's the pitch way outside. Looks like she lost a little bit of control on that one. 2-2 the count. Keelan only 2 strikeouts on the season. Make that 3 as Beller got her with the low inside pitch for her second strikeout of the game. So two up, 2 down so far. Now up, number 11, the shortstop, Tatum Winters. Winters is the big hitter for the Lady Red Devils. 20 hits on the season to lead the team. First pitch is a strike. She also leads the team in doubles, home runs, RBIs, batting average, and slugging percentage. She's hitting .690 and a slugging percentage of a whopping 1.207. So she's averaging over a base, just over a base per at bat. 1-1 the count. Here's the pitch, hit towards the pitcher's mound. To the second baseman in time for out number 3. So the Red Devils go down 1-2-3 at the top of the first inning. Up next, the Lady Tigers. And as we get ready for the bottom half of this first inning, in the field for Texhoma Goodwell, first on the mound, number 14, Rebecca Ortiz. Catcher, number 32, Macy Koso. At first base, number 1, Alexia Brooks. Second base, number 4, Sarah Ferguson. At shortstop, number 11, Tatum Winters. At third base, number 23, Christina Gideon. In left field, number 3, Kennedy Keelan. That's in center field, number 21, Alyssa Langford. And in right field, number 22, Ariana Rosales. Coming up to lead off for the Lady Tigers, number 9, the third baseman, Elizabeth Connor. On deck, number 12, the center fielder, Joe Quintera.
Let's go, Liz!
And here's the first pitch. It's high. ball one. Another pitch, still high. And he's got it down where the catcher could grab that one, so gets this one down a little bit lower. It'll probably be right in the strike zone. There's the pitch. Strike one. Honor hitting .548 on the season, leads the team in hits with 17. And there's the walk to begin lead off the inning. Joe Quintero, the center fielder, up next. Alex Bishop, the shortstop, on deck. Turns to bunt. The bunt towards first base. Nobody to cover. Can't control it. Connor on her way to third. Nobody there to cover. So the runners advance to second and third. So just like that, the Lady Tigers with 2 runners in scoring position. So smart base running.
Let's go, Lex!
Alexis Bishop up, the shortstop. Bishop hitting .316 on the season. First pitch is a strike. There's the pitch from Ortiz, and it's hit back over the backstop. Well, that'll make the count 0-2. There's no one out still. 2 runners in scoring position. And that one fouled off as well, so Bishop stays alive. Still an 0-2 count. Here's the pitch. It's high for ball one. Here's the pitch, hit hard to left field. That's going to score 2. It's all the way to the fence. Connor turns at second. She's going to hold up, throw to second. Did they get her in time? No, they'll say she's safe. Ferguson, the second baseman, was there for the tag. It was an awfully close play. So just like that, Lady Tigers up by 2. And now up the pitcher, number 13, Megan Beller. First pitch, a wild pitch, so Bishop advances to third. So ball one, 1-0 the count. And strike swinging on Beller. That'll even the count out at 1 apiece. That one fouled over the backstop for strike number 2 on Beller. Beller hitting .517 on the season. Leads the team in doubles and triples. And also slugging percentage, hitting a whopping .931. Hit deep to left center, and it's going to be caught. Bishop had taken off, so had to come back and tag up, so she couldn't score from there. So One down.
Okay, how do I start over?
First pitch to Maggie Landis, the second baseman, wearing number 2. It's a ball.
Let's go, Matt.
Landis leads the team in runs scored. That's a ball, so 2-0 the count. Ball hit to center field, high, and it's caught. Bishop will score from third easily to put the Lady Tigers up 3-0. Now up number 14, Arrington Johnson, the left fielder. First pitch, ball. That one low for ball 2. Arrington hitting .355 on the season. Leads the team with 2 homers. And fouls that one off for strike 1. So 2-1 the count. Fouls that one over the backstop, so 2-2 now the count.
Here we go.
Wild pitch. No one on base to advance though, so that'll make the count full, 3-2. Here's the pitch, and caught her swinging for out number 3. But the damage was done with 2 doubles and a walk that scored 3 runs to put the Lady Tigers up after 1, 3-0. So up first to start off the second inning, number 32, the catcher, Macy Kosel. Also hitting .542 on the season. First pitch from Beller is a strike. Here's the pitch. Catches the outside corner for strike 2, so 0-2 the count. Eller gets her pitch. Here's the windup, and it's outside for ball 1. That one outside for ball 2. So the count's evened up at 2-2. Right down the pipe for strike 3. That's the third strikeout already for Beller in this contest. Up next, the pitcher, number 14, Rebecca Ortiz. Ortiz hitting .500. First pitch, a strike. That one's outside and high, so that's going to be ball 1. 1-1 the count. Outside, ball 2. That one low and inside, but called for strike 2. 2-2 the count. And fouled off down the first base side. She'll stay alive with that one. 2-2 still the count. 1 out. Guymon leading 3-0. Here's the pitch right down the middle. Strike 3, but catcher dropped the ball. Throw to first is in time for the out. First pitch outside for ball 1. Outside again for ball 2. Right down the middle for strike 1. And fouls that one off. So 2-2 now the count. Brooks is tied for the team lead in runs scored for Texhoma Goodwell. He's hitting .542 on the season. Also leads the team. Has 6 walks, and there is the 3rd strike. So for the 2nd inning in a row, down 3 in a row. No hits, no runs, no errors. Nobody left on. It's still Guymon 3, Texhoma Goodwell 0. And we are ready to start the bottom half of the 2nd inning. Up, leading off for the Lady Tigers, number 1, the catcher, Alex Curtis. Ball 1, a little high on the first pitch. Curtis has kind of been a defensive specialist. She struggled at the plate this year. That one high as well for ball 2. And a swing for strike 1. That one hit towards the shortstop. Winters makes the throw over to first to Brooks for the out. So 1 down. Up next, the right fielder, number 3, Avery Curtis.
Or her phone with money. Bring her phone and give me some money.
Are they twins? First pitch, ball 1. Alex and Avery are both twins, seniors on this team. There's strike number 1 for a 1-1 count. Avery struggling a little bit at the plate as well, hitting .158 on the season right now.
You wanted her phone, right? Because your phone's at the house, she said. She said to take it back.
There's strike number 2. So 1-2 now the count. So Ortiz, after giving up 3 runs early on to the first 3 batters. He's now retired 4, trying to retire the 5th. And that one was tipped but caught for out number 2. So make that 5 retired in a row. Up next, the first baseman, number 10, Analisa Gonzalez. First pitch outside for ball 1. Gonzalez hitting .355 on the season. Two and 0 the count. That one hit high. Shortstop Tatum Winters there for the grab. And out number 3. So, bottom of the second, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We head to the 3rd inning. Guymon leads Texhoma Goodwell 3-0. Now we're ready to start the top of the 3rd inning. Up to bat, number 4, Sarah Ferguson. She's the second baseman. There's the first pitch right down the pipe for strike 1. Here's the windup and the pitch. It's ball 1. Ferguson turned like she was going to bunt, then pulled back. That one catches the outside corner for strike 2. Ferguson hitting .385 on the season. Has a couple doubles. That one fouled off down the first base side. So she'll stay alive, but count will still stay at 1-2. Here's the windup, the pitch, hit towards second base. And it's caught for the first out. That was second baseman and Maggie Landis that caught that. So now up the center fielder, number 21, Alyssa Langford. Turns to bunt, pulls back, strike 1. Langford hitting .450 on the season. And there's ball 1, so 1-1 now the count. Here's the pitch. Outside, swung on though for strike 2. Langford steps back in the box, gathers herself. Miller gets the sign. Here's the windup, the pitch, and ball 2. So 2-2 now the count. And strike 3. Strikeout number 6 already for Beller. Now the right fielder, number 22, Ariana Rosales, is up. Rosales hitting .421 on the season. Catches the inside corner for strike one. That one fouled off down the first baseline, so 0-2 now the count. Texhoma Goodwell still looking for their first hit, really looking for their first base runner of any kind, as Miller's really had that strike zone down tonight. That one a little bit high for ball one. That one inside for a strikeout. So once again, no runs, no hits, no errors, and no one left on base. We're headed to the bottom of the third inning. It's Guymon 3, Texhoma Goodwell 0. So stepping into the box, Elizabeth Connor, her second at bat. Walked. First pitch is strike one. She walked and then later scored. Second pitch is high for ball one. Ball hit towards third base. Gideon makes the play, throw to first. Over to Brooks for out number one. Joe Quintero up now, the center fielder, number 12. Doubled in her first at bat and scored. First pitch, ball. That would look like it was right down the pipe, but apparently not. That one fouled off the backstop for strike one, so 1-1 to count to Quintero. Joe hitting .394 on the season. Hands that one right back to the pitcher. Pitcher has trouble with it. She'll be safe at first base. So Bishop steps into the batter's box. Ortiz looks to be fine. Here's the windup and her pitch. First pitch is inside. Ball one. Second pitch is high, hits off the backstop, rolls towards third base. Quintero headed that way, but had to back off as the ball rolled that way to prevent her from advancing any further. Bishop had an RBI, a 2 RBI double in her first at bat, and then scored the third run. That was ball three, so 3-0 the count. One out, runner in scoring position on second base. Right down the pipe for strike one. Quintero was off the base there, had to hustle back. There's strike number two. Of course, Quintero's pretty fast, so she can get back there pretty quickly and gives herself a little bit of a lead just in case. There's an opportunity to score. Ball hit towards Winter at shortstop. Makes the throw to first. And Brooks had to step off the bag, so that means Bishop will be safe at first. So runners on the corner with Megan Beller, the pitcher, up to bat. Of course, Bishop will probably be taking off for second. There she is, first pitch. They'll try to catch the runner at third as they go back, but Quintero makes it back in time. So now two runners in scoring position. One and 0 the count. That one's high for ball 2. And Beller swings at a high one, so 2 and 1 the count. There's the pitch, strike 2, evens it up at 2 and 2. That one outside for ball 3, so full count to Megan Beller. Here's the wind up the pitch, hit down the third base line and just goes foul. That one bounced over Gideon's head over at third base. I don't know if she would have been able to bring that one in. That probably would have scored both runners. And she would have probably had a double out of that. It would have stayed fair. That one inside for the walk. That'll load the bases up. Loaded up for the second baseman, number 2, Maggie Landis. Landis flew out to center. Back in the first inning, we've got a pinch runner, number 7, Shayla Eastland, will run for the pitcher, Megan Beller. First pitch, a strike. Landis hitting .407 on the year. Strike 2, 0-2 the count. Ortiz, that one hit high and out of play. The count will still stay 0-2. Ortiz had retired 7 in a row before giving up 2 hits and then the walk to load the bases. Landis back in the box. Here's the pitch. And kind of a half swing. Hit foul back over the backstop. That one in the dirt for ball 1. Runners will have to get back on their bases though. No opportunity. This Kosel was there to get it before any damage could be done. That one inside for ball 2, a little low as well. So 2-2 the count. Landis looking to drive in some runs here. Hits it down the third base line, foul. Out in front of it just a little too much. Tees with the signal. Here's the pitch. Ball hit towards second base. Off her leg. That's going to score 1 run. Everybody's safe. And the Lady Tigers now take a 4-0 lead. First pitch to Arrington Johnson, the left fielder, is ball 1. And strike 1. So 1-1 now the count.
Nope, don't do it. No! Too late.
There's the pitch. Hit high and out of play for strike number 2. So 1-2 the count to Johnson. Johnson struck out for the 3rd out back in the 1st inning. There's the pitch. Apparently a little low. Or ball 2. 2-2 the count. Ball 3 as that one was high. So full count to Johnson. Bases loaded still. Only 1 out. That one inside for the walk, and that'll walk home a run. And the Lady Tigers now lead 5-0. And as Alexis Bishop trots across home plate. Alex Curtis up to bat. First pitch fouled off the backstop. 0-1 the count. That one fouled out of play for strike 2. Curtis grounded out to shortstop in her first at bat back in the 2nd inning. That one hit towards 3rd base, actually towards the Guymon dugout. She'll stay alive, still 0-2 count. And there's strike number 3. Got her swinging for out number 2. So the right fielder, number 3, Avery Curtis, up now. First pitch, strike 1. Avery tipped that 3rd strike into the catcher's glove in her first at bat for the 2nd out of the 2nd inning. Getting some instruction from Coach Heath. There's the pitch inside for ball 1. So 1-1 the count. Still bases loaded. That one high, ball 2. That one hit. That's going to hit safely down the right field side. That's going to score 1, 2, and possibly 3 runs. There's a throw to home. She's in safe. And Avery Curtis all the way to third with a 3-run triple. As Guymon has opened it up. Now leads 8-0. The first baseman, Annalisa Gonzalez, at the plate now. First pitch, a strike. That pitch was a ball, so 1-1 now the count. That one fouled off the third base side and out of play. So 1-2 the count. Two outs, runner on third base. That one for ball 2. 2-2 the count. That one right down the middle for strike 3, but the damage was done. As the Lady Tigers on 4 hits scored 5 runs and left 1 on base. It's now Guymon 8, Texhoma Goodwell 0. So leading off for Texhoma Goodwell. Top of this 4th inning, back at the top of the order, number 23, the third baseman, Christina Gideon. Turns to bunt, pulls back, strike 1 though. Gideon struck out in her first at bat. In fact, Beller got her looking for that third strike. That one outside for ball 1. Outside, 2-1 to count. Gideon gets on, she can do some damage. She leads the team with 16 stolen bases. There's strike 2. 2-2 now the count. Here's the pitch. Fouled off to the first base side. So the count will stay at 2-2. And got her looking again for strike 3. Now up for Texhoma Goodwell, number 3, the left fielder, Kennedy Keelan. That makes 8 strikeouts for Beller. Turns to bunt, pulls back. I'll say ball 1. Keelan's also struck out in her first at bat, back in the first inning. Turns to bunt, bunts it right in front. That thing just sits down. But Alex Curtis makes the easy play over to Annalisa Gonzalez for out number 2. Now up the shortstop, number 11, Tatum Winters. As we mentioned earlier, Tatum Winters having a great year, hitting .690, slugging percentage over 1,200. First pitch, strike 1. It looked to be inside, but nevertheless, it's strike 1. Leads the team in doubles, home runs, hits, and RBIs. There's ball one. So 1-1 now the count. Here's the windup, the pitch, hit hard to left center, all the way to the fence. And Winter's in safely at second base, so that'll break up the no-hitter and put a runner in scoring position. So up next, the catcher, number 32, Macy Cosell. Cosell tied with Winters with a team high 19 RBIs. Turns to bunt. That's strike one. Cosell struck out in her first at bat back in the second inning. Strike two. 0-2 the count now. Meller with the windup and the pitch, fouled over the backstop. Once again, there's Cosell in the bat. Fouls it off towards first base. Fell harmless to the ground before the first baseman Gonzalez could get to it. No, Cosell still battling. 0-2 count, 2 outs. Texhoma Goodwell's first base runner, Tatum Winters, on second base. That one fouled backwards. Winters had gone to third, but of course foul ball, so she'll have to go back. There's the pitch, hit down the third base line. That foul as well. Yep. High pop up, shallow right field. Oh, what a great catch. Avery Curtis makes the play to keep the Texhoma Goodwell Lady Red Devils scoreless. We head to the bottom of the fourth. It's still Guymon 8, Texhoma Goodwell 0. Well, stepping into the box to start this bottom of the fourth inning for the Lady Tigers. The third baseman, number 9, Elizabeth Connor, back to the top of the lineup. First pitch, strike one. Connor grounded out to third, her last at bat. Ball hit high. First baseman, Alexia Brooks, steps over and catches it for out number 1. Number 6, Cami Acevedo, senior, stepping in for Joe Quintero. First pitch is in the dirt for ball 1. Second pitch inside, a little high for ball 2. 2-0 the count. That one low and inside for ball 3. Well, Quintero left the game with 2 for 2 with 2 runs scored. There's a strike swinging to Acevedo. 3-1 to count. Strike 2 right down the pipe. So full count, 3-2. One inside. Oh, that's going to be a walk. So Acevedo is on. Another pinch hitter in. This time the senior Shayla Eastland, wearing number 7. She'll step in for Alexis Bishop. Bunts it towards first base. Throw over there. Had to step off the bag though, so she's safe. Throw to third. Catches the runner there. She's out. Now into the game, another pinch hitter, number 11, Cece Sappington. She's a freshman. Here's the pitch, high for ball 1. That one fouled over the backstop. So 1-1 the count. Sappington with a .333 batting average so far on the season. That one inside for ball 2. That one high. Ball 3, so 3-1 to count. 2 outs. Runner on second. Full count. I guess that one was a strike. Referee didn't, or the umpire didn't make much of an emphatic call there. So, and there's a walk. That one was low. No runners on first and second. Number 2, the second baseman Maggie Landis up. First pitch is high. Landis singled and scored. RBI single in the 3rd inning. There's strike 1. So 1-1 the count. That one inside for ball 2. That one hit sharply towards third base, grabbed, throw to first in time from Gideon DeBrooks, and that is out number 3. So, in the bottom of the 4th, it was 1 hit, no runs scored, and 2 left on base. We head to the 5th inning. It's Guymon 8, Texhoma Goodwell 0. As we start the 5th inning, we have a new pitcher, Alexis Bishop, on the mound. She'll be, first batter she faces is the pitcher, number 14, Rebecca Ortiz. First pitch, ball. Ortiz struck out in her first at bat back in the second inning. That one inside for ball 2. That one hit, popped up towards first base. Caught by Annalisa Gonzalez for out number 1. Up to bat next, the first baseman, number 1, Alexia Brooks. That one fouled over the backstop. So 0-1 the count. There's a strike right down the middle. 0-2 the count. That one bounced in front of the plate. And they'll say they got her at first base. So Bishop rushed up, got that one, and made the throw to first just in time for out number 2. So now at the plate, the second baseman, number 4, Sarah Ferguson. There's a strike on the inside corner. That one fouled over the backstop. Oh, and 2 the count. That one in the dirt for ball 1. 1-2. Got her swing. The catcher dropped it, throw to first, and that's out number 3. No runs, no hits, nobody left on base. And that is the ball game. 5 innings, the 8-run rule. So Guymon defeats Texhoma Goodwell 8-0. We thank you for joining us on PTCI Channel 2 for Fast Pitch Softball. We hope you'll join us again next time. Thanks to my cameramen, Sean Barbary out there in center field. And over on the first base side, Emmanuel De Herrera. So good day from Guymon High School.